Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good day, everyone. We are loading some Portimao for the second time because I forgot to put down the graphics back down. So we will have one great minute of practice. I think stream is on. I'm still yet to make the new stream starting and stream ending scenes or get them from somewhere. Since no more Rafa logos. Right. It's fixed, so we just need a bit less fuel, probably a bit less energy. Guess it's gonna be 5-lap Quali. I'm taking the Lexus because long time no drive. Right. There are tire warmers, so I will get at least one corner of practice, I hope. I did 2 laps before, so that's fine. Right, let's get the chat on. And I think we are operational. Good evening, Mario. Hi, Kasper, Joao, Alex, Ivan. Welcome, everyone. Fine evening of Armistice Day. Well, actually, it's... I don't know how it's celebrated in other countries, but it's like Saint Martin's or Martin's Names Day, so... Slovenia... Is it just Slovenian? Way to do things, but like there is a lot of ducks being eaten around this time. Right, it's Quali. It will have 4 laps max. Right, Alex. Oof, long time since I studied history, at least for the last millennium. Or well, at least century. I'm more interested in what happened 50,000 years ago, or like 500,000 years ago. That's more interesting for me. But unfortunately not much data. Either way, I think FPS are fine. I've got the graphics cranked up to max. Before I got solid 120 FPS, which is not bad. What's with the stop-go penalties in the standings? Wait, is the stream? Oh yeah, okay. I think it's all fine. So we can enjoy some driving. So guys, have you watched the Rennsport reviews? My YouTube today, when I opened it, it was fully flooded with not the best reviews. Well, I just seen a couple of thumbnails, couple of titles, and I watched Jardier's review. I mean, alright, more people that will buy LMU, I guess. Hi Yasko, hi Paydaman. Actually, long time no drive for me with the Lexus, especially on the fixed setup. I don't know what to say about Rennsport. Like, supposedly now it was like V1.0 and the release on the consoles and everything, but I don't know. Like, Jardier went like really negative into it. I would be afraid of just saying something that bad. I mean, he tried to be positive. Okay, that's not the best. RIP. Why do we get extra tires here? We have new tires for the race, that's fine. At least no cut. That's good. Lost a couple of % on the left. That curb is aggressive on the left, I forgot about it. What's going on with the BMW? Yeah, so... I don't know. At Bahrain is pretty good. It's not good at some other tracks, like at Sebring it's not great. At Qatar it's not the best, but it's not bad. At Bahrain, it's probably one of the quickest, but it's not... Like, BOP is quite balanced. And surely there is one or two cars that are quicker. But it's a nice hypercar to drive. It's very balanced, the wear is balanced. The brakes are terrible, the acceleration is fantastic. So anyway, I guess I have one attempt remaining here. 45.5 to be beaten. Project... So, if you mean Project Motor Racing, I know too much. I don't know much, but I still know too much. I don't know, let's see. I don't know, like... I don't believe they're really trying to compete against the top fully in hardcore sims. Right, let me focus on turn 1. I'm not getting a cut. Yeah, no worries, no worries. No need to apologize. I should apologize to you for messing up turn 1 in the first attempt. But yeah, let's see about the Project Motor Racing. It will be interesting for sure. And it will have like a career mode, right? I think. And that's something that I've been missing in all the sims. Like they're just racing online, or you can organize your own career offline. But like some kind of a story inbuilt into the game would really be new and great. Dark clouds in the background. Okay, there is a purple sector. What's that gonna be overall? Just missed a little bit, but that's tight. I'm gonna blame the left side tires, which are a bit flat spotted. 3 BMWs. And very, very tight gaps. What do we need here? We need new tires, that's for sure. And we need... What do we even need here? When it comes to virtual energy, it should be 105, 106 seconds per lap, 12 laps, let's say 13 laps. I don't even know. Let's trust the in-game system. 14, 13, 13.3, should be fine. Yeah, not much more time, so... Evening Song Huang, bonjour Pierre. Also, kind of, I guess I should kind of say a bit of sorry for not streaming in the weekend, or like I promised that maybe I will be... I didn't promise, I said that maybe I managed to do a fun video if I don't manage to stream, but I couldn't do anything because I just poured my all heart and soul into iRacing for VCO ERL. And it was such a ridiculous, surreal experience to go to the finals, being top 2 teams and compete against Quand, like a dedicated trio of iRacers, and then there was I trying to do something. Yeah. He's gonna get maybe a penalty, maybe not. He got a penalty. Poor man. Alright, let me defend the inside, I don't want dives. Ow. What was that? Something white flashed across my windscreen, I don't know. Was that shaped like an AMG? Either way, there is a Lambo now in the lead. Not sure how that happened. But what happened ahead? Like, the guy smashed the brake out of turn 1. There was just like a chain reaction on the inside. Assetto Corsa Rally, I will try it for sure. I mean, I appreciate the Assetto Corsa things, as long as I don't need to go within 1 second of esports pace, then everything breaks. Same about iRacing, to be honest. Well, for that VCO ERL, I did many laps, and it was a short track. So it was possible to like fully learn all the inputs at each point of every corner. I think I'm lacking a bit of downforce or something here. But yeah, about iRacing streams, I did stream it like once per week for a month or two. But then stuff happened. I had one brilliant iRacing stream actually. The Bathurst 12 hours. Gaining, like going from P35 at the start to the lead in 2 hours in the wet. And then of course I binned it and lost all my hope. Ooh, there goes the BMW, right? Into P3. But I think those IMSA series in iRacing is a pretty unique and nice thing. It's just that, like, for every car on every track I just need to do 300-400 laps just to learn all the exact inputs in every corner, and then I can replicate them lap by lap and then it's fine. But if I jump in, same car, different track, I am like 2 seconds of pace again initially. Because the car is just not communicating to me what I need. That's why I love LMU so much. It just tells me exactly what's going on. Yeah, Pierre, we kind of... I don't even know what to say about Raf. Like, we love each other. We would love to cooperate further, but the market conditions just weren't there anymore for them to keep going. Let's say, for now. Look at the plans for Bahrain 8 hours, and LM24 is of course that I'm doing them. We've got the team already. And we are just about kind of starting to prepare for Bahrain. I mean, we have the setups because I did the pack for Go setups. So we'll do the BMW hypercar as well at Bahrain and then see for Le Mans. But that Lambo is driving away at pretty good pace. I think the Lexus is slightly off pace around Portimao on this fixed setup. I took Corvette, I registered with Corvette like an hour ago. And then I did 3 laps and then I was like, no, I am not driving that. And then I unregistered, registered with the Lexus, and I was like, wow, this handles beautifully. A bit of understeer, but that's much better. But the lap time was 2/10 off of what I did with the Corvette. Well, at least in those 1 or 2 laps that I've done, so... So Pierre, of course, if I had to find a different non-sim racing related job, then a lot would have changed in my streaming. Would probably either go full in for 3 months and try to monetize it aggressively, or I don't know what I would do, or I would just say, well, minimize all my activities because I need to focus on a different job. But luckily sim racing is still growing. We got Le Mans Virtual hopefully coming. They have been teasing it for quite some time. Let's see when it happens, but the interest seems to be growing, so LMU is booming as well. So there has been enough interest that I found a different place to keep my career going, but I cannot announce it yet, and it's gonna take some months. And I said in my Discord that I'm looking forward to seeing all the guesses, and I'm wondering who's gonna guess it first, but I will not be able to confirm it or deny it, so... But the good thing is that I will not be forced to spread myself around different sims, but I will be able to focus mostly on LMU. So that's exactly what I needed, what I wanted, so... Right, let's catch those two ahead. I love how the Lexus rotates on throttle. Like through that turn 3 or whatever it is. And just like, you get the impression that you will get some understeer and you will have to lift through the apex or after the apex. And you would have to do that on mid-engined cars. But here you start to get a bit of understeer, but it just keeps rotating. Dust on the Trustmaster. Make sure that the fan inside doesn't get clogged. It was it the 500 that I had that the little fan dying inside. Oh, the Lambo! The Lambo did a Lambo thing. The BMW is quite good in those long corners. Well then. Seven laps to go to find a gap. Well, yeah, Alex, like I am slowly learning some names in these dailies. Platinum DR is not really reachable for now, I think. I mean, with these special events, with driver swaps, it's like ×5 and it's really easy to gain a lot of rating. Do we have a chance here? Not around the outside, but maybe switch back. Not this time. A bit of dirty air and a bit of Lexus. And the Ferrari behind is coming close. Is that a BMW thing? Super slow apexes. Almost getting caught up. If it wasn't accelerating like that, I could maybe be close enough for a move. Now there is just no chance around the outside there. What hypercar for Le Mans 24? Oof, it's difficult to say at this point. Many can battle for the win for sure. But it also depends on how hot will the race be, if there is gonna be rain or not, and stuff like that. Porsche engine swap. Now Porsche coming up in 10 minutes. But where can I overtake this BMW? Beautiful. But he can still out-accelerate me around here. I mean, he finished the move off track, but I guess that wasn't an illegal overtake for LMU. Like, I can get a better exit, but he just keeps driving away. He's the apex. Now the problem is that he will cover that move into that third to last corner. Three to go. That's a cut. I don't know. I want to dive like from very far behind, but it's not gonna end well. Come on! No grip. It's not even overheating. It's just negative rake, I think. One to go. I don't know. Maybe I'm not enough of a killer to go for some crazy dive bomb, but it would be necessary. Alright. GG, Mr. Hubert. Nice car. But nice defense as well. Okay. We have 8 minutes to go till the next one. I guess I was quite silent now, like at some point I think I just stopped talking because I needed a lot of brain to find some gap, but I just couldn't find it. Maybe there was some drag from the damage from lap 1 as well. That start was really weird. Yeah, there the guy had got his drive-through with the jump start. And this is the problem with the inside here. If you take the inside like that, you will defend from all the weird dives at acute angles, but the people on the outside will just sweep around. And then, okay, the BMW kind of lost it, right? Yeah, he smashed the brake to stabilize it, but not the best idea in lap 1. And then Mr. Sobolkov from P5. Not bad. Nice move. Ooh, okay. What was that? Bonk. He was avoiding, like the Mustang was avoiding the BMW rejoining, right? Just an incident. Ow. Ow. Oh, and then, what happened then? The AMG, right? Oh, poor Neto. I mean, he just turned across me, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I was exiting the corner. I was still steering right. Yeah, and then I felt the tap and I had to collect my car, so... Very sorry about it. And then... just not enough TC, right? First gear, smash it, and around we go. Okay. Should be still some DR gain anyway. Hi Kenobi. Racing so far has been alright. We survived. We couldn't make the move, but a little bit of gain on DR here still, so all good. Okay, well, on to Porsche. Yeah, I don't know how exactly it's gonna behave around Monza, how it's gonna be the bob. But let's see, 3 minutes. 3 minutes is fine for one lap. Right, it's cold tires, so it's not gonna be any practice. Luca, I think we are gonna most likely do it like for Silverstone. You're in my split, alright, enjoy. I'll be careful. So Silverstone we did with Colin's Pork. And we're gonna do it like that as well for Bahrain. I think 446 is what I want here. A bit less fuel ratio. Just gonna do the Curva Grande practice, because it's not flat on cold tires. Or it's barely flat with the Porsche. So I was kind of calculating the GT3 fixed championship standings, and I might be already champion. Well, there is still, like, there are 2 drop rounds. Right, so this is cold tire. It's not it's not flat. At least in this kind of colder conditions, like on cold tires. But we have Cyclari and Bessier being closest to me in the standings. But Cyclari had like 3 worse rounds already, so I can basically mess up very badly for these final 2 rounds and I'll still be probably first in the standings. Unfortunately, the DR is not for overall standings, but for each race, so... Yeah, I mean, I did bob tourism in previous championship in the GT3 fixed. Not that it helped me much, but it was fun. But for this one, I just decided I need to do the Porsche. Like I need to do some more laps with it. I think I need a bit less gain here on the camera. It's a bit like right, but I mean, it's kind of like that for me as well. Bright sky, but kind of cloudy. I mean, the fixed setups, like, they are good on the entries. For sure you can drive them. It's just the exits that are just lacking all the front grip. Is it flat out now? Would be if I didn't touch the curb. 45, 50... Yeah, I think on race start it's just about gonna be flat out. Anyway, let's join. And we are targeting the 40s, maybe 39s. Why is there just BMWs? One AMG. Oh no, where is a Porsche? There is a Porsche. Oof, let's see. I mean, maybe with the straights being this long, then the BMW kind of runs into maybe higher drag that's then limiting it. I just hope that there is no massive dirty air and I don't just suddenly go fully straight into the Curva Grande and into the wall. Hi Tsari. Okay, a bit of practice. What was it again? 446. I think Huben was driving the Porsche at Interlagos with 440, but I think I need a bit of TC slip because I'm lacking some skill for cars like this. And we must remember no fresh tires after Quali. But the more laps we do, the faster it's gonna be in Quali. Low grip 20.4. Funny. But this layout is just... it's really nice. Like every time I exit the pit lane when starting to practice for a new track, like new car and track combo, I'm like, oh no, this braking into turn 1 again. And today I was already prepared to brake, but then I was like, oh, it's the alternate layout. How nice. Turn off TC, oh yes, like the Lambo did at Portimao. It's barely activating anyway already with 446. So look, after this, yeah, indeed, after this probably some sleep before, but yeah, training for Bahrain. Although, yeah, we don't know exactly where to race yet or when. Like we're gonna do it on Saturday most likely. But then the 10, or like it's 9 UTC, right? Or it's quite early start for the first one, and then it's quite late for the second one. The 15 CET, or I think it's 14 UTC slot. It ends just before midnight for me then, so it's slightly late. But maybe it's gonna be more esports in the afternoon in that split, so let's see which one to take. I would prefer the earlier one, to be honest, but depends when all the competition is gonna join. $27 race, copy. Ah yeah, of course, lift and coast. 45 minutes is quite a lot. Sorry, I believe it will. It's been teased for half a year, if not for 1 year. But all it needed was stable game, the content, and the popularity, and it's getting there, so I see no reason why it wouldn't happen. Just let's see what the format is gonna be like. Redline skins. Yeah, I don't know what is it about the redline skins. There is many redline skins floating around. The Dutch guy. It was it Jimmy Broadbent with that Racing Stewards video making some fun of people with the Red Bull liveries. And now it's easy flat. 54, 67 Celsius. Right, 10-minute quali. What do we do with quali strat? After 4 laps, it's barely gonna be hot enough. There is not really much wear anyway, so why not just take 6 laps of fuel? And just do laps, right? Yeah, meanwhile, I've heard that a Dutch guy named Max skipped a couple of iRacing special events. I didn't really follow it, but maybe they all coincided with races or with something else. And then I saw that like clip from a podcast where there are Bortoleto and Verstappen, and they said that they're mostly using Assetto Corsa nowadays. Which I don't know, like... I mean... You can make Assetto Corsa mods to feel amazing and very realistic. Like in very limited specified set of conditions, but maybe that's all that we need, or all that they need to get used. Chasing papaya-colored cars, perhaps. I mean, I know teams use R-Factor 2 as well, like maybe lower budget teams. And then of course the R-Factor Pro, but I have not heard of stuff like that for a long time. But then for sure they're spending quite some time on optimizing the mods. If they have 100,000 to million euros worth of simulator equipment, then probably they spend quite a bit on the mod to make it better. That's not flat out yet. To be honest, I'm still yet to actually test out any Assetto Corsa F1 mod. But the way that they drive in the hot lap videos that I see sometimes on YouTube, it looks and feels quite decent. Steer, understeer. Okay then. I think now T1 is flat. Really need to abuse all these curbs to avoid excessive use of the front axle. 40.9 for the pole at the moment. But the tires will need all the 3 laps that I still have in the tank. Yeah, AC, like, AC could still make some bigger events, like, I don't know. It would be pretty nice to have, like, one official league on ACC. No, not ACC, AC. But now it's official that they are not gonna even update the ACC game. So I guess there are just not any resources for the older sims. No, didn't cut enough. Ah, that was 2 tenths lost. But purple S2, that's beautiful. Getting closer though. If I can nail Ascari, I will have Delta for the pole. Not the best, not the worst. Oh, Becerra with 40.2, oof. But he's done. That's into P3 now. P4, okay. I would like at least P3. I have half a tenth in Parabolica, and I think I have a tenth and a half at Ascari still. That was good. That was more than tenth and a half. No, 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 no. How close was that to P2? Couple of milliseconds, I think. Yeah, 8 milliseconds. I got the Porsche moment into parabolic or out of it. Bessier forgot about the tires. Oh well. I mean, you know what? Probably P3 is not a bad place to be here. So 45, right? Sorry, 27 laps you said. Let me just check how close it is. Not close to any 28 or 26, so 3.66 target. Yeah, I mean rear snapped, but you know, when you get a small rear snap in the Porsche, it just means that you need to kind of slightly correct it, and when you correct it, you unload the front, or like load it in such a way that you just lose that smooth grip that the Porsche requires not to lose the grip on the front. So it was a 10th lost for sure, but nah, P1 wouldn't be possible. P2 would be. Anyway, am I the only Porsche? No, 2 more Porsches, but there is no Ciclari. And the BMWs in the end didn't quite appear on the top too much. They banned you! Oh, Kevin, my condolences for that. What did they ban you for? I mean, probably I shouldn't be asking. It's not my thing to know anyway. But that makes it battle between Bessier and me for the championship overall. Insulting in the chat. Okay. It will end tonight. Okay. So you can do the race in the next days. Thank you, Kevin. Overall, I didn't expect that I'll be fighting for the championship with the Porsche. I just didn't feel like I have the confidence or the pace in the car, but it's been a good bob pick. Like, the bob worked well for the car on most tracks. And I kind of was able to always stay within like 2/10 of the top pace. Well, Huben was just incredibly quick in it, but he only did 2 races, so... quite some gap. Good reflex. And we are in the tow. I couldn't take normal apex, I saw him getting dangerously close. Now the fuel save. It would be so important to be in the toe now of Bessier, but he has rocketed off. So 3.6, right? 3.66, I think. .67, right. That's gonna be quite some lifting. There should be surely quite a significant chunk of the grid not doing the fuel save. Please be on target. 3.4, okay. Thought it's gonna be more difficult. Yeah, early upshift is part of fuel saving. I figure out that the power curves are pretty flat, so if you upshift earlier, you're really not gonna lose too much of delta. Someone binned it behind. Maybe not just one. Oh, that upshift was to slow me down, not to get the cut, but still accelerated too much. Right, so Bessier now doing the same lap times. Well, I got a cut, but I think I matched him. While being still a little bit under the target, so I can push more. The Aston typically kills the tires more than the Porsche, which is a bit weird to me. I thought it should be the other way around, but in this season it's been like that. Stop with the cuts. I wish there were the anti-cuts on that Ascari entry apex curb, like they were for a decade. But then they removed them, and now I don't know how to take the corner. I need to catch that toe. That was pretty much spot on. Right on the target. 3 point, like I'm checking this one here for the 27 laps. And within a couple of milliseconds of the leader. That wasn't the best of the chicanes. I figured out that the Porsche quite enjoys these anti-cuts because the front is so kind of not loaded that when you hit the anti-cut it's not really a problem. Bessier with a missed apex, nice. Be free, thank you for the sub, welcome. Purple S3. We have a chance here. I didn't think we do have in lap 1, but now it looks kind of hopeful. And I do have quite a lot more virtual energy, well maybe 0.5%, I think. That's gonna be a cut. Not gonna be a cut, okay. Ah, I lost the delta anyway. It takes quite a long time, like at the top, when he goes to 73, and then until I go to 73. Bug Oil, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the channel. I think I lost 2 tenths in the chicane. I cannot really afford these laps when I'm 2 tenths off. Yeah, for the second chicane, well actually it's the first chicane, because we skipped the first one. I just don't know if I should be avoiding the sausages or not. I avoided them this lap because I broke a little bit too late, but it was only like less than a tenth lost, and it was quite stable. And if I fly over them, it's always very sketchy. This is faster though. I'm too sideways, but then Bessieri is also losing a lot of lap time now, for whatever reason. Yeah, rear left 90 plus, that's hot. think he keeps missing the apex of Parabolica. And he had the cut as well. Maybe he tried to brake for the cut. But it was still a cut, and that's why he lost the lap time. Or the time. That was the chicane, the perfectest. I would like a bit more cut at, well, not cut but slip. Well, less slip, so more TC slip. It doesn't really activate when I would want it. Well, I mean, short shifting will save VE because you're just using... I mean, you're slower, right? VE is just overall joules of energy. Oh yeah, Nicholas. Well, no chicane here. Well, where did they have their incident? I think it was the second chicane though, so... But like with this car without energy, then the virtual energy is basically just related to fuel. So fuel saving is energy saving. Just that it's more difficult to say somebody you can have only 89 liters fuel tank. It's easier to say you can burn such and such amount of kilojoules of energy per stint. Now, honestly, I don't exactly know how they measure VE, but yeah, if it's torque to the wheels, then of course if I short shift to 6th, the torque to wheels will reduce. But oh well, yeah, there is a bit of difference, right? Because the VE doesn't... Wait, how to put that into words? If it's only about fuel, then by short shifting you increase the efficiency of the engine. You don't lose much, but you save a lot of fuel. So you're still losing a little bit, therefore you'll use less VE, but you effectively just decrease your fuel ratio, right? I hate that moment of understeer when you go on power with the Porsche. Like just for a moment. I think it's the preload. You go on power, it just goes straight for a second and then it starts turning. What a chicane. It's a nice car for these quick direction changes for sure. Oh yeah, ACC and the Porsche. It's crazy. That was a nice lap. Wait, but since I have enough fuel ratio, I took 1% higher fuel ratio. So I would need 0.83, but I had 0.84. I can actually burn more fuel compared to the virtual energy, which means that I actually should not short shift. Because again, short shifting really is just like to lose minimal time while saving fuel. But to save VE, you just need to use less power. It's not the most intuitive thing. But I think it's like that. Well, lifting coasting in 50 isn't the best idea either. Too much engine braking. But I think I should just maximize the upshifts and then lift and coast more. But indeed, the gap is coming close to zero. Or at least close to 0.5, where I will get a nice tow. No, the best corner for the Porsche in ACC is the fast right at the end of the back straight of Paul Ricard. Doesn't get more fun than that. Puchon, yeah, for sure. Similar kind of a problem. And yeah, if it was deadly like that in real life, nobody would buy it. I mean, Porsche is kind of a car that if you survive, it's gonna be quick. That's not a that is a cut. Okay, I'm gonna take it anyway. I would have lifted more if it was yellow initially, but it just went green so quickly. Right, the Aston is struggling in sector 2. Here we have the toe. Four or 5 tenths. Now let's see how much of a straight line problem we have. It's alright. If I'm closer, it's gonna be fine. I can get a good run. Daniela, that's a good consideration. I think for sure the GT3s now feel quite similar, or drive quite similar to ACC, just that it feels better. And it's a lot cheaper than iRacing, of course, and it's a new game, so all the ACC pros, of course, had much better chances if they went into LMU. What a messy parabolica. It's too ACC for your likings. Yeah, I mean, it's still being developed. For sure these tires are very much on the edge of drivability. It's difficult to set them up. For the cars, it's difficult to set them up in a way that they are really balanced. I have to be closer. How's the fuel? Well, fuel is good, but energy slightly below the limit. or slightly less than the allowed, so that's fine. I'll just keep gaining 2/10 there. Well, he has 0.5% less of energy, but it was like that for the whole race, I think. That is nice. 3/10. I race in GT3s. Well, you're not the only one that's saying that, and I don't blame you. I think I'm gaining more by saving the energy than forcing it too wide. I just need to stay within half a second. And this is not within half a second. But at some point he will just have to do one significant lift and coast more than I. And I'm still gaining quite a lot on the straights in the slipstream. Four tenths. And I was decently Yellow track limit? For what? What? Pit entry? That's confusing. Right, it's gonna be 4 laps after this. Jord with DT. He will have to box anyway. BP5. Right, I need a good parabolica. And that was a good parabolica. 3/10. And the fact that Curva Grande is not flat out does not make it easy. I was maybe too close previous lap. Okay. Should have gone for it, right? I just don't want him to suddenly have quite a big advantage over me with slipstream. 2 to go and I can do full push. Too much of a switchback. Well, last lap. His limit on V. Dear Porsche. Nah, he said no, he has enough of V. No! No, no, no! That feels like a very wasted opportunity. Although he tried his best to play the Street Justice rulebook by braking in a way that he's cutting the exits to defend, right? Yeah. Well, it's P2. It's P2, that's fine. We've got 13, actually 23 minutes till the next race, so let me quickly check what happened there. Because that felt like... I don't know. Didn't feel the most correct. Yeah, like this was one of the moves. He brakes late and he defends by cutting off, right? And well, alright, like this, I can understand because in real life they are nowadays taking a rule set that allows for squeezing people off track even though they are alongside on the entry. One lap before that. That was fuel saving. $25? Wait. Report, I mean, Dan, do you have time to deal with it? So here I am, like, he lifts, I'm ahead, and then he brakes late and goes off track. Yeah, this I would have him if he braked normally. Like, he only gains the position because he brakes too late and goes off. And I even was like watching him if he will stay on track and try to jump across the anti-cut. I was just too safe again. And then into the last lap. I just broke too late. That's on me. He stayed on track. And then I tried to go for a switchback, but I don't know, like at this point my brain was a bit fried. Like what I did here was just not good. Because either you brake so late that you can go around the outside, which is not really doable here, or you open it up for a switchback, but here I had the idea of maybe carrying more speed if he messes up this curb and then going side by side, but like I don't know why I was thinking that. It makes no sense. I should just make a nice switchback, be right on his rear here, and then be already alongside at this point probably. And then, yeah, then the Porsche moment, right? And he was gonna park it on the apex anyway, like there is no way I would get him. I didn't make use of my like all my virtual energy. Either way, was a good race. Just shame about those 1 or 2 moments where he defended the position or regained the position by cutting the track, but you know what, I would prefer other things being fixed in the game rather than putting me from P2 into P1. I'm gonna win the championship anyway. It's fine. No, you know what, despite him defending like that, I should have the chance to still make an undefendable move, but I didn't. So I am unhappy with myself more than with him. Just check the start, because the start was really exceptional for a Porsche. I think it was just my reaction, because the Porsche doesn't really launch too well. This was so sketchy. This is the worst, because if you carry so much speed here, like, you turn in and feel like you're leaving a lot of room on the right side, but actually you're not really leaving a lot of room, it just seems like... kind of. But luckily we both kind of lifted, so no incident. Yeah, this was a bit sketchy. I wanted to take the apex and then I saw him coming and I didn't fully take it. You know what, I could have taken it. But better safe than sorry, so all good. GG Marine. Good pace, good defense, except for 1 or 2 times. It was not the best of defenses. I mean, worked for you, right? Either way. DQ from P6, interesting. Let's see if I am anywhere close to gold 2, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's gonna take quite some time. Actually, if Bahrain goes well, the special, that's gonna jump over to gold 2. But for the overall standings, I mean, is the last round still kind of opened? But if we cut off 2 worst results 256 and 249. Mine worst ones are actually 276s. So then, I don't know if total already accounts for like kind of removing this one and then one worst, or if it's just summing up everything. But like here I gain 8, then if that's cut off, here I gain 16, so that's 24, then I lose 5, that's 19, then I lose 9, it's 10, then I lose 8, it's actually this is super tight. This is super tight for the championship, to be honest. So next week Spa will be important. You think it's done at the end? Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, like this 311, this is quite a problem for me. I never had like crazy good result. I was just always kind of there, but not really. But in the last round, I have to make it count. You can wreck for money. How much? Suddenly Aston is OP in Spa. I don't know. If the special Spa 12 says anything, then it's Porsche and Lexus. I hope. Yeah, I think this is gonna count. Like I need to be ahead of Marine at Spa somehow. New Bob. Wait, Spa was before the new Bob, right? No, after the new Bob. I don't know. Anyway, let's register. Porsche through Orusian Redilon on fixed setup. Through Blanchimon. I don't want. Maybe it's good on the fixed. I don't know. Let's see next week. But for the time being, let's jump into Bahrain and do a stint. Ooh, we have Sven. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. I'm not really ready like they are. Anyway, we take the BMW. We still have the Rafa livery hanging in. But they have the fresh new, what's it called? Door Motorsports and Falcon tires, right? They have the crazy good new team. Fabio with the caddy. We have Gillison. Right, let's do some practice laps. We need them. I saw, what was it? Ismail Faxi, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce. He's from F1 Esports, right? He was doing Portimao fixed. And Daniela, it's great, right? It's lovely to see teams coming back. Kevin racing with who? Wait. I now need to make sure I don't leak something. Because this is the Go setup and it has 2 or 3 clicks of adjustment. And I wouldn't like to leak something that shouldn't be leaked. Okay. Headlights. Unlimited tires. Wait, this is practice server. I don't even know if this Super 60 or what is it called whatever it's called. I don't know if okay, well, whatever, Lexus Go. I don't know if they have limited tires or not here. First time I'm doing it. No, I'm not racing with Falcon. I'm not wanting to... Sorry, I just... Who is that? Sorry, man. Quad tires. And no brakes. And Daniela, you don't need 3, right? You need 2. But either way, it's gonna be quite a nice event, I think. Half a race before the sunset, half a race after. Should be good competition. Track is not good enough for 4-hour stints. Yeah. I know what you mean. But I still feel something good about the track because of that Le Mans virtual victory. That was, I don't know, some millennia ago. Back in 2022, I think. Or was it September 22? Rear brakes. Yeah, I still have to convince you that I am actually able to drive around here. Actually, where is my... dash? I need a battery on my wheel. No, for the racing the track is really good. For endurance, for multi-class as well. I think it's pretty enjoyable if you have tires that work. And these hypercar tires kind of work, but not really. Curb. And the classic cut that is appearing 5 seconds after the cut, and it's green, and then 2 years later it turns yellow. Well, that would have been 45.0, which is a second off where I need to be. Now one thing, what I like to do here is just put this to 500. And then hide the setup again and load something else. Come on. Okay, I thought it broke the game. Ah, too little fuel. Too lazy to find a teammate. Well, I mean, thing is, I know that you are pretty fast, right? Thing is that the more that these weeks and months are going, the more all the fast LMU drivers are already in kind of teams which are more or less official or like sponsored teams. Yeah, it's too slidey for sure. Like it's not great, but for now we are surviving somehow. Just waiting for the soon to happen. But I don't think it's gonna happen before Le Mans. I don't think, like, it would be too big of a risk. Doesn't really make sense. Peugeot, I think Peugeot is fine. Like, it's still good on brakes, good at low drag, bad on acceleration and stuff like that. That was sketchy. Too lazy to rank up. I mean, yeah, that's again, it's understandable. Well, from my POV, of course, it's hard to say. It's quite a struggle to get through the ranks, through the dailies, to farm the DR. But I don't think it's that difficult. And then again, in these special events, I think it's pretty easy to gain a lot at the same time. Like, even if you, I don't know, do it on Friday or something, or whenever you have time, on whatever split, and just survive. You have the pace, you have easy win, and then suddenly you have already good DR to probably go into split 1 for the next special. Just enough time for one more lap here. lacking some practice, I guess. That's gonna be a 44.7. I did 43.9 in... well, in similar conditions, maybe slightly higher grip conditions for Go setups. Good evening, Hyper. Right, let's join. Well, let me join. This happened to me today again. Like today, I think this online system is somehow bugged. Or like just super lazy and slow and... David. Yeah, this split is gonna be difficult. many BMWs as well. What am I doing? Wrong click. I wanted to click this. Let's see how much others practiced Quali. We have 8 tires. 8 tires means 1 set for Quali, 1 for the race. So it's gonna be a single shot Quali. Well, fuel up for 3 laps. Hi Tom. Yeah, David has quite some DR. He never had like this weird phase like almost every top pro in LMU, where suddenly the DR went from gold 2 to silver 2 because of incidents and stuff. And despite that update when we all lost 1 tier of rating, David went from 3 to 2, I think, and now back to 3 with some good results. Okay, just let me check the setup again. I think this is all fine. Bahrain teaser, yeah. I mean, I hope... I don't know. It's not gonna be a great teaser because I think quite some other competitors today are much more prepared for today than I. I'm not really prepared. All my prep was when I was doing the setup for Go setups, but that was a week ago and I kind of lost a bit of muscle memory already. But then like Sven and Arda and Michi, like they were driving. Arda wasn't driving, but they were doing the race, the special event, right, I think, or they were doing some 2-hour race. Was it the championship race? Like 2 days ago or so, or yesterday? Okay. 7-minute quali, 3 laps. Nah, fuel is too little. Three people with stop and goes, okay. Yeah, Jack, it's been insane. Like, even the Silverstone 4-hour win, which I don't think was like a huge strength of field, even that one gave us like, or gave me like 40% DR, which is crazy. these SG logos are distracting me. Actually, do you need to serve the stop and go at all? Like, you can complete your lap. You have like 5 laps to serve it, right? So it's actually better that you just take it, get maybe extra lap. I mean, you cannot really use the extra lap unless you destroy your race set of the tires. 3 laps. Yeah, I mean, you do outlap with the stop and go, you do your push lap, and then you just escape. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense anyway. No real gain. It would be a gain if you had like 5 laps to serve, and then you would get extra lap to warm up the tires on the GT3s. Alright, let's see what's the pace. Done better apexes in the past. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, cool the tire. We try again. Actually, tire is cold. I need to heat it up more. It was one of the weirdest braking zones in my life. Sketchy. Okay. We're gonna take a 44.3. But what a sketchy lap. Maybe brake bias should go one click forward. But alright. 3/10 off with this. Sector 3 wasn't bad. I'm gonna take it. So right, 3.7, 3.67 per lap. $40 times 60, and we divide that by 105. 23 laps. We need 86%, let's say, before I leak too much. So, where is my setup for the race? I said 86%, right? Okay. So we've got that. Tires are new. We are ready. Arda got us in the end. But yeah, quite a split. Yeah, penicillin, so the way that it works in LMU, I think, is that it's always slightly better to lock up the fronts than the rears. But on cars like the hypercars, it's still better to kind of lock front right. It will not hamper you too much, but then it's for the hairpins at Bahrain, it's better to just keep it maybe a click more to the rear than to the front. If you keep it so that front right kind of locks up a bit, you can mess up turn 1, and if you have understeer into turn 1, it's worse than if you have a massive snap into turn 1. Like I was like in the middle of the road there, quite far from the curb on the left because of the snap, but the rotation was really good. But generally in LMU there is quite of a trap on the hypercars where you kind of understeer and you keep moving the brake bias to the rear, but actually you're locking up the rear quite a lot already. Anyway, on the race setup it's a bit less sketchy. But yeah, like turn 1 here, it's kind of R factor 2. You just need to lose the rear, kind of brake straight, lose the rear, and then straight line the exit, like very late very late apex, use a bit of the curb, and then straight line through turn 2. So I wasn't too unhappy with that snap into T1. It was just slightly too much on the limit. Okay. So I hope my calculation about the lap times is correct. It should be. I think everything is set. The Isotas, I mean, I drove the Isota last time at, what was it? At Spa, in that WEC experience race. But yeah, for Bahrain it would be a good pick, right? Alright then, LMDH party for 40 minutes. How didn't he get a drive-through? Amazing. Oh, my bad. Bad line into T1. Of course, crash from behind, why not? Like, Arda jumped the start 2 times, but avoided the DT, it's insane. Or was it Sven? Who was it actually? But he's now leading the race. Ideally, I would have been P3 now. You can have like very early and nice apex like I did now, but exit loss is gonna be quite significant. I should have done a couple of more laps of prep. I don't have damage though, that's fine. Well, the Caddy, it's the same chassis, right? Between the Caddy and BMW. I think they use the same chassis. Just different powertrain and stuff, and bodywork to some extent. Anyway, one day I will learn how to do the starts at Bahrain. One day. And now I'm having brake bias problem. Like the opposite one than in Quali. Okay, so what lap times am I supposed to be doing? Leaders are doing low 45s. So, okay, 3/4. Although I did... Oh, they're battling for the lead. Nice. Keep it up. Sven got him. I'm running the full endurance set here. It's not really made for full push, it's made for the double stints. So hopefully that's gonna work in my advantage in the second half of the race. Well, Clamix, it's trade-off. The corner is not flat out anyway. Like you mean this one? Or you mean the Sector 2 one? The start of Sector 2? It's not really jumping that much. But you know, if you optimize the setup for the fast corners, you're just gonna lose so much in the hairpins. Miguel Hood is gone. traffic time. Here we go. That was a slow GT3, I think. Ooh, what? That's a caddy. Ah, Fabio. And Arda. What? Okay. I mean, it is kind of a preview of the special, right? It will be like that. Survive the madness, if you can. Alright. I mean, is that lucky traffic or looking forward to checking the replay later, but that's crazy. It was like, you know, a couple of memes pop into my mind. Maybe the one when the guy with the pizzas walks into the room and everything is on fire. Like me going into turn 1. Chad, I don't think it's unstable. There is a known issue, I think, with the liveries not working, but I had like one such case ever since the liveries became available in months. But today, I said before, today the online section of the game feels very wonky, although I only had a problem with like UI in the main menu. Lock up. And it went away after refreshing or restarting the game. The rip. Good pace, but well, was a strange sector 1. Anyway, 14 laps to go. Sven is on the same pace, but 4 to 5 seconds ahead. Let's see if we can close that. What a downshift. Let's see the rotation when trail braking. But the pace is rather good, I think. It's always a nice feeling when the cars ahead drop the pace a bit, but you're still getting green sectors. Well, that was a bit too much rotation. How are the tires? Well, the rear is wearing a bit more as I'm drifting around. Need to cool it down a bit. Still green corners on the Delta. Alright, Daniel. You mean you're gaining the DR still? Or farming it? But well, anyway, will be a welcome to split one, right? Mr. Controller, oof. I mean, there is quite some people on controllers doing remarkably well. Though to be honest, the steering is not really requiring you to be extremely precise. So that makes the controller easier to operate. Down here, yeah, that's like a second off the top pace. Quite respectable. Feels like I have the pace advantage over Sven now. I mean, I said that my setup is like full endurance setup. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be quick in a single lap, and it seems to have been doing its job. So that's good. And what I'm running now is basically the Go Bahrain endurance setup with a few, like with 2 small clicks for personal preference that we are kind of working on with Colin now, that we'll be doing 8 hours with. A BMW and Caddy are kind of the same pace, I think. They have their own strengths and weaknesses. I think the Caddy has like better, highest possible rotation. Like corners like this, I think the nose goes into the corner easier on the Caddy. Without, like, the micro lockups happen later than with BMW. But once you lock up with the Caddy, it's not pleasant. So, like, I think overall it's maybe slightly trickier car. I think it might drop 10th or 2 more over the long run. Actually, what I have just learned is that the white line, that's my brake marker into that double left hairpin, is a tricky one, because if I brake on the right side, then it's effectively... Oops. If I... let me collect this one. If I brake on the right side of the track over that white line, it's gonna be fine. But if I take the inside, then it's effectively closer to the apex. And I have less brake path, so I need to brake earlier than on the white line if overtaking traffic. I should have maybe dived the Lexus. Lost half a second, well, 1 second. But the hypercar brakes are sketchy, so it's never a good idea to force it on the inside of a GT3. Well, I drove the Caddy a year ago, or some months, I think. All I remember is some monumental lockups. I think David is smoking behind. Or maybe just locking up everywhere. I just saw smoke a couple of times already. Again. Okay, that's too much grip. Yeah, a year ago it was still a good tire, right? Well, FFB wasn't the best. I didn't quite enjoy it. But this one is way too slide, you know. Anyway, this setup is good. Looking forward to the special event. Maybe 1-2 extra clicks to make it fully compliant with what Colin and I want. But it works well. Yeah, sorry, it's yeah, basically I'm doing sim racing for a living. Well, at the moment, combination of... Well, at Rafa it was combination of content creation, esports, and then I did setup shops alongside that. It's basically the same now, but I cannot tell with what organization I'm with yet. But I'm still doing the setups with Go Setups, of course. But it's pretty incredible. 6th year of being pro sim racer, right? Never expected it to happen like that. But no, I'm not doing it with David Arda. We are doing it with Colin. Benasco, hello. This race feels strange because like it's only 9 minutes remaining. I'm like looking at the gap and I'm like, well, within 2 hours I can maybe close in the gap. which is like the most endurance driving or endurance mindset. But it's a sprint race. It depends on what you're good at. For sure it's more profitable to be ultra quick in iRacing at the moment. It could change in the future. But I figured out that with some sweat and tears and frustration I can be within 2 to 3 tenths of iRacing esports pace. But the frustration and the tears and the suffering is not worth it for me. I just like, I don't click together with iRacing. Mostly because of the brakes. They're just completely unrealistic in the way that you need to smoothly increase it and do kind of a mountain shape input on the brake into corners, instead of what they are doing in real life and what we are doing in LMU. And it's messing with my brain. But I would say that iRacing on the exits feels maybe even better than LMU. Just a shame that in the modern sims the exits are just not important. It's all about the brakes and how you carry the rear into the corner to allow the front to breathe without getting overloaded. The GT3s are basically same quick as the hypercars through here. No, David is smoking. He's surely smoking with the engine. It wasn't a lockup. But well, if you assume that Le Mans Virtual Series will happen, then of course it makes quite a lot of sense to get good in LMU if you plan to do that. Ah, Penasco, thank you. Actually the steering wheel is gonna be 2 years old now, in January. Time flies. And yeah, the camera position, I try to make it as centered as possible, but this is the most I can do. I hope one day in the future we have computer algorithms that will allow merging of camera views, so I can have one camera on the left, one camera on the right, and then the program merges the image to make it kind of look like it's centered. I mean, mathematically it should be possible, but it could take a lot of computing power. Maybe in 10 years. Let's see. Yeah, we could make a Slovenian team. You know, we have quite a few very quick Slovenian sim drivers. I have 50-50 tape at the moment on the engine. I guess David just went 100-100. Okay, free to go. I mean, I would argue that the easiest way to make money in sim racing at the moment is that, well, you basically have great pace, you win some races at top level, and if you have good enough technical knowledge, then you can join setup shops and do setups and coaching. That's the most attainable, I think, actually, without even having the like maximum esports pace, like even if you're 2/10 off, that's perfectly good. Or content creation if you have some great ideas. I still think that there is so much potential in creating content from sim racing that nobody is doing. Like combining, I don't know, some really great cinematic shots with great storytelling and great action. I mean, like the things that Baldwin is doing with his race recaps, let's say. It's really good. But it's kind of more long form videos. But with, yeah, I have ideas, but again, it would require money in the end to get like real pro editors and videographers and so on. Like I would need like a pro editor and another like kind of content manager and a lot of money to pay them. And then I think I would be able, together with them, to produce some like really crazy content, like really good. But at the moment it's just like, as I have ideas kind of half unfinished, and I cannot really do them because I don't have the editing skills to do it. Or the video directing skills to do it. Pole racing, yeah, I remember, like, I think he commented on my most viewed reel on Instagram. And that's when I checked it out, the channel. That was the sub 2 minute Nordschleife hot lap. Was a good video. It's sorry, like there is many things one can do, but in the end of the day, if I had 2 more days per week of extra time somehow, maybe. Or if I was German or from some West North European country with much better work culture, but I'm still from the Balkan, from the southern-ish more Europe, and I mean, I just prefer some more free hours per day than doing too much work, which is not the best in one way, but I enjoy it like that, so. Yeah, Ivan, for sure, but not like, I mean, it is like in F1, but you know, that would be to the extent that World Endurance Championship has exposure. Like it's never gonna be big as F1 esports, just because WEC has less viewership. But I mean, hopefully the Le Mans Virtual Series is exactly what F1 esports is. Anyway, cross the line to take the third P2 of the day. No wins, but you know, P2 is not bad. Let's check the start. That was some carnage. No, it was good racing. Like I thought it would be a crazier race. I hoped I would have some pace advantage towards the end, and I indeed had, but everything happened in one corner when it should have happened throughout the whole 40 minutes or 45. Yeah, look at that. Double jump. I think there was like a ad board that kind of changed color, and I almost reacted, yeah, like from Bahrain to Michelin, and then he rockets off. I almost reacted to that as well. And he goes again, and then it's green and no drive-through. Crazy. That was... yeah, that was Arda. And then I was like, yay, clear run on the left side, I'm gonna do craziest switchback around the outside, it's gonna be good. What is that board doing there? Nice. But then I brake. I shouldn't have forced it too deep. Like, here I should be behind Arda and make a nice switchback and get crashed into the rear by all these three behind. And this is way too wide, there is really not much grip. Well, noted for the weekend race. Don't ever go that wide. And then the unfortunate contact. Then of course I defend. It wasn't the biggest of the bumps from behind, but I was just a little bit, just a small one. Kind of a lag even, or like... I'm trying to actually see the... I thought I felt something in the rear. I don't know. Remember the VMS Season 2 race when we were 5 wide through here? Ah, and then it happens, of course. Okay. Then we do some laps, all is good. And then we catch the traffic. There. Yeah, there we go. I said here we go at this point. Ah. Yeah, I saw a parked car there, but at this point I think I couldn't see it because I had limited amount of... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... I should be able to see it, but I didn't really see him. Ah, that was just lucky. I just saw the Porsche driving, I didn't see the black car stationary there, I think. I don't think I saw him there at this point. So this was super lucky. Why don't I have... no, what? Ah, there it is. Unbelievable. Wait, I want to see what happened with the Lexus. Actually, how to actually check? Usually you could check by going to the last hypercar and then pressing minus, but where are you? There you go. Right, so braking normally in P6. The Porsche rams him into the rear, because why not? He spins around. I mean, to be honest, yeah, that's not best, but you know, if you're in this position, like here you don't really have time to floor it. Like, you see people coming, you think they're gonna go on the inside, but behind you there are people driving as well, so like the only thing you can do is put the reverse and start going into the same direction as the oncoming traffic to just decrease the speed difference, maybe. And here comes the poor Arda. Although, Arda, you should have maybe seen him? I don't know. Ah, there you go. Now, I want to check it again. I will reload the replay. Still no full final slot there. No, because that needs to be analyzed a little bit. It can easily happen in the 8-hour race. And then it's good to be prepared for that. Tommy Shelby. I don't know who that is, but I'll check it out after the stream. Or actually, I can check it now. Ah, that's his name! I never... Okay. Ah, okay, I kind of know what you mean. Sorry, I never really... Like, I saw him many times, but I never really learned his name. I'm not that much into movies, to be honest. Never watched a lot of movies. But thank you. So let's see again. $27, yeah, that's... So, I guess we can simulate by making it like this. That's what you would see, I guess, with... you have bigger FOV for sure, but... Yeah, I mean... You don't really have much time to react, right? And then still, when you see him, it kind of maybe looks like you can clear him. And then, yeah, okay. Well, Arda, you need an ultra-wide. Or higher FOV, but then struggle with the perception of the track. Yeah, it's too late. And then Fabio. Oof. Fabio was lucky that he didn't get rammed into the rear. So lucky. Wait, but what happened to it? Sven just survived him. Okay. daring move by David, then he get the cut, and I slide through. And that was basically it for the race. Okay, well, dear chat, that was a small preview of what we can expect on the Saturday. It's gonna be fun. 8 hours of this. Setup is good. I need to think of one click or maybe something that that will make my rear slightly colder. Maybe I just need +1 click of TC, like either cut or the main TC. I think that's what I need. Or maybe more preload, or maybe one more click of coast. But you know, it's always like if you put some more coast at Bahrain, your hairpins will suffer. So it's just better to manage the entries, not to push it too much into the apexes, and just like in the hairpins where you really need all the rotation, that you actually get all the rotation instead of tightening it a bit and making it more stable. Either way, let's see how weekend goes. Anyway, I guess that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, much appreciated, and for the chat and for the subs and the likes. Well, see you, as I said, on Saturday. I don't know if we're gonna do the earlier event on Saturday or the later afternoon one. We need to decide on that. Maybe we can decide together in our Discord. Well, till then, GG's. See you next time. Bye.